go. Maps. Let's take a look at the latest HRRR. Here's what we'll do. You guys want to see what's coming? That's 6 days. About 6 days. All right. Let's get this posted. Gotta get my stuff posted. I'm running behind. Whew. What's going on, guys? Oh my gosh, so late today. So late. How's tomorrow, Central Wisconsin? We'll go over it. Let me let more people hop in the stream. We'll go over all of it. I promise you. Anyone, where's my, oh, Marissa. Marissa, have you seen the uptick for Minneapolis snow? Marissa, I forget. You're not in Minneapolis, right? You're near Minneapolis. You don't have to dox yourself on here. I just forget. What's going on, Gage? West. You see what's going on here? Look at the trend. You go back, and I've been saying this, but you go back even 72 hours. This region right here was seeing an inch or 2 inches of snow. We're seeing potentially 7 to 9 inches of snow. I think probably 6 to 8 inches of snow now just west of Minneapolis. That I would call a snowstorm, not a snow shower. Matt, what's going on? You covering the severe threat today? I already know the answer for that. Matt, I've had no time to talk to you or any of the team at all, I feel like, over the last month to 2 months. And I'm sorry. I messaged Brittany, who's my lead mod, and I was telling her, I was like, I've gotten up at 3 to 4 a.m. every single day for the last 3 weeks straight. And I've worked throughout the entire day. My morning is weather. Then I go into my 9 to 5, and then I have to get to bed by like 8 o'clock because I got to do it all over again. I'll give you a call today, though. Absolutely getting on soon. It's not going to be a super early event, is it? Let me actually look at that real quick. What's the trend? Oh, shoot. I didn't even realize how early this is. Yeah, you should work really hard on your streaming then on your channel over the next 30 days because you're going to have a little bit of a lull probably in there. I'm sure you're going to be able to still stream a lot and do a lot of videos, but it gets tough. That's why I do everything. That's why I do everything before my 9 to 5 starts. That's why I do everything early in the morning. It's the only time I have. I would, if I was you, get used to that schedule. Start getting up at 4 a.m. You can do all of your content streaming early on, and then you have the whole day to focus on your school, and you don't get behind on your channel. It also depends, though, because you may have classes later in the afternoon, later in the evening, and then you can do late night stuff, I guess. I guess it depends what your schedule's like if you don't have early classes. They just upgraded our warning. Here's what's going on, by the way, guys. I do want to cover this really quickly. We do have a winter storm warning up in Minneapolis, by the way. Tornado risk. Let me just show you guys this real quick. What do we got? Meridian, Mississippi, Mobile, Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama, Montgomery, Alabama, Atlanta, Georgia. I know some of these cities over here. Pensacola, Florida. I know some of them, not all of them. But you guys definitely need to pay attention today. Don't pay attention just to where the risk zone is. I would say I always circle the risk zone a little bit larger like this and say if you're in there, pay attention. Risk zones shift and stuff. It's probably not going to be out here, but risk zones shift as the day moves on and as we see things develop. So pay attention in and around that area. The HRRR wanted to give my area of Minneapolis about an inch of snow, or not. The models wanted to give my area of Minneapolis about an inch or two of snow a few days ago. Now they want to give us 6 to 8 inches. He's a cop, so he has to stop. Emmanuel, I appreciate the $10 super chat. I'm not a cop. Where did this come from? Wait, it's Rochelle's in here. What's cracking? I was just telling Matt I've had no time to talk to anyone, so I talked to my father the other day, though. That was nice. I talked to my kids. Roro. All right, guys. Yeah, I got to give you guys a talk later. Maybe I'll hop in the Snapchat. Maybe I'll actually... Hey, long weekend. Maybe I'll take a day off of weather, huh? Although, how can I? We have 2 big snowstorms about to move through the Midwest and Ohio Valley. And we have tornadoes down in the south, maybe. So, kind of... This is what we were waiting for, though. Exciting period of weather right here. Let's quickly go over the updates, guys. Let's quickly go over the updates. Here we go. Interesting little setup here. We've got a system moving through North Dakota right now. This is going to bring a ton of rain early in the day. Not a ton, but a little bit of rain afternoon hours into Minneapolis. That's going to transition into snow on the back end. And if it gets cold enough, quick enough, that's going to be a good snow ratio. So you're going to end up with a lot more snow back here than originally thought. By the way, everyone always talks, you know what, about the GFS. The GFS from the jump, starting about 7 days ago, actually brought this low pressure system farther to the south and gave Minneapolis an opportunity for 4+ inches of snow. Every other model said that was wrong. The European had this system up here like this. The GFS always had it like this. And guess who was right, guys? Guess who was right with this winter storm? The GFS. This is the second time the GFS has beat the Euro in the past week, by the way. I called out the last one, which also makes me think that the GFS may be right about the next storm. Now I don't know what's going on. I did hear that there was like an update to the GFS algorithm recently, and I don't know if it just made it that much better. But the GFS is 2 for 2 over the last 2 storms. Anyways, snow Minneapolis. This is over the next few days. Snow Minneapolis, Wisconsin, up UP Michigan could get slammed. Western Michigan could get a lot of snow. Cleveland all the way up to Watertown. I'm not going to tell you who's going to see how much snow. I hate predicting lake effect snow, but lake effect snow is going to be pummeling from the northwest down to the southeast, the western New England, Great Lakes region out there. So again, where the snow band's set up, you could end up with a foot. You could end up with an inch, just depending on how the snow band's set up. But again, Cleveland up through Watertown, New York, get ready. And then we're going to get some good snow up in the mountains up here, Adirondacks, Vermont, New Hampshire, all that good stuff. Thanksgiving, we're freezing everywhere. Burr, put a jacket on, and we're hot out west. And by the way, guys, has anyone noticed our southeastern ridge is completely collapsing now in early December? We were comparing everything to the 1983 analog where originally they thought there would be a southeastern ridge. It collapsed. And the southeast ended up being cold for the average of December, below average. Well, it's starting to look like the 1983 analog potentially with how much our southeastern ridge is collapsing. Minnesota's looking snowy for pretty much the whole state over the next few days. We'll see. Far southern Minnesota might not see much. Far northern might not see much, but the majority is. Here we go. Getting into late Friday into Saturday. Our Bear Clinic zone here, our Bear Clinic boundary starts to amp up. We get a lot of moisture. We have a lot of moisture in this region. We're going to get some snow into the Rockies, especially the northern Rockies, northern plains. And then what happens? Our Euro likes this system to actually bring more snow up into Minnesota. This just looks good for a lot of people up here in the plains, central plains, northern plains, Midwest, Great Lakes region as well. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but about 180 hours out, guess what? Mid-Atlantic, you have a snow chance. We literally talked about this in my live stream 2 live streams ago. We saw this exact setup here, which isn't totally la la land. We're 180 hours out. We're really close to forecasting range. The Euro showed this, right? This was like 2 days ago. I was talking to you guys. The Euro had all this moisture to the south, so it showed no snow for the Mid-Atlantic. And what did we say? If any of that moisture starts to trend northwards, we're suddenly going to be stuck. We're going to be in a snow situation for the Mid-Atlantic. I love it when it comes. I love it when a plan comes together. The moisture decided the moisture trended north. Boom. Now you have snow in the Mid-Atlantic. Not saying this is going to happen, But that's what I wanted to see happen for a chance, because we had this great setup. I mean, this is exactly how you want your jet for a really strong clipper to go through the mid-Atlantic coastal and New England coastal region. So the European was showing a great polar jet setup. It just didn't have the moisture there. Remember, you need two things. You need cold, you need moisture. We had the cold from the jet. Now we're trending into the moisture. So mid-Atlantic, not saying this is going to happen, but this at least is a signal for snow in the mid-Atlantic and coastal New England regions that isn't 300 hours out. We're talking about 180, which is not crazy. We're talking about a week. That's not a crazy forecasting range. I'm comfortable in 4 days, not 7 days, but still, at least you've got something there. And then another clipper possibility out here on the Euro as well, so that looks good. Anyways, let's go over our snow totals from these two snowstorms, and then I'm going to get into questions. I'm going to get into all your guys' questions. Next two snowstorms. First, well, let's look at the first one here, and then we're going to look at the second one. This trended up. We talked about it in yesterday's stream. The National Weather Service was saying 1 inch to 2 inches here. Bull crap. That's what we said. There we go. National Weather Service hopped on board. We're seeing 4-5 inches now through Minneapolis Metro. And look, maybe I'm a little bit biased. Maybe I wanted more snow. But I trust the HRRR more than I trust the NAM. And it felt like the National Weather Service was using the NAM's runs. Why? I don't know, guys. I don't know. I told you guys yesterday, don't trust the NAM. The NAM had 1 inch of snow into Minneapolis yesterday. The North American model had 1 inch of snow into Minneapolis yesterday. Why would anyone use the NAM model for snow? This happened last year too. That whole Gulf storm last year, the NAM was like, nah, no snow along the Gulf. None up until like 24 hours before it. Do not trust the NAM model for snow until you get into the NAM short range that shows only like 24 hours out, because the NAM adjusts it. The NAM does show this now. Anyways, I don't know if the NWS is using the NAM. They should stop, though. They should stop what they're doing. The Canadian short range, the Canadian actually did a lot better than the NAM, too. I put the GFS, Euro, Canadian, HRRR, you name it. I put the Icon over the NAM in a medium range on snow, or short to medium range on snow. Anyways, Minneapolis Metro, you could receive anywhere from 4 to 6 inches of snow on the high end. What do we think? Minneapolis Metro, 6 to 8 inches on the high end. I mean, not bad, not bad. So you can see out here the high end, Fargo, all the way down towards, what are we looking at here now? Down towards Watertown, South Dakota, maybe 6 inches. No ice forecast. Expected amount, again, though, this is pretty good. Up here towards Duluth, 9 to 12 inches, maybe. Could be on the lower end. This is pretty crazy out here. Ironwood, we're talking about 30 plus inches of snow possibly. Although, again, this is, and I talked about this too. Listen, I talked about this in my video today. We're going to have a northwesterly flow. So we could get some snow into here. I think it's going to end up turning more westerly, and we could get that snowpack more up through this region here. Sorry, you can't really see what I'm looking at. Anyways, good expected snow amounts in here. If you're in Minnesota, most people in Minnesota see good snow, except for far north Minnesota. Far southern Minnesota may not see much. Anyways, this transitions out to the east. We get good lake effect snow in here. I'm not going to try to pretend I know where these bands are going to set up, but if you're in western Michigan, you're probably going to see snow. Most of Michigan's probably going to see snow. Western Michigan, you're going to see higher snow totals from that lake effect snow. Everywhere from Cleveland up to Watertown. There you go. Big snow potential. Again, how do the lake effect band set up? You can end up seeing a lot more snow through Rochester out towards Syracuse, New York, depending on how the band's set up. This is going to be now more of a westerly flow, so I do agree that it's probably going to be more up in this region. I think the NWS has that correct. This is over the next 72 hours, guys. Over the next 72 hours. Okay, quickly, and then I'm going to answer questions. Getting into the storm after this, let's take a look. Let's take a look just at the European, and let's look at this differently. Let's look at this on a 24-hour basis. Okay. Let's go to our 06Z. That storm moves out. Here we go. Now we're into Saturday morning. Saturday morning, some snowfall moving into central to southern Minnesota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Omaha. Saturday morning, we could get some decent snow falling. Portions of northern Kansas, we got some snow falling through the Rockies. Northern Central Rockies as well. Utah might just miss out on this. We get into Saturday afternoon. Suddenly, we got a lot of snow falling in Iowa potentially. So again, central to southern Minnesota, central to southern Wisconsin. We'll see. Some flakes might be flying in St. Louis, Missouri. It is possible for accumulation in St. Louis, Missouri. It's possible. Kansas City, Missouri, or Kansas City, Missouri, Kansas City, Kansas. Possible for accumulation as well. Possible. I'm a little bit nervous about ice in these areas, though. Definitely possible for accumulation, though. Chicago, the latest Euro loves 9 to 12 inches into Chicago. This would be great for you guys who want to see snow. Good for Detroit. More snow for Western Michigan. More lake effect snow. Indianapolis, I'm telling you, still a possibility here. Columbus, I'm telling you, still a possibility here. Cleveland, I'm telling you, still a possibility here with this storm. If we move over to the GFS 06Z, I don't even think I looked at the latest 06Z, actually. GFS loves more snow into St. Louis than the Euro, and guess what? The GFS has just been doing better lately, snow-wise. So maybe a little bit into St. Louis gives Kansas City a chance for snow. It's going to be tough, though. Des Moines, Minneapolis, again, Fargo, Sioux Falls, Milwaukee, most of Wisconsin, except for northern Wisconsin. The GFS does like about 6 to 9 inches into Chicago. Most of Illinois, Indianapolis, maybe a little bit into Columbus. There could be a tiny bit of snow. The GFS does think a tiny bit of snow on the boundary up here of northern Kentucky. So we'll see. I think flakes will probably fly down there, but we'll see if we get accumulation. And then that moves off. And then by the way, if we do look out on our Euro here real quickly, and I'll show you this, and then we'll get to questions. Look out on our Euro here. It does show. Let's move this out. There's our second one. Here's that snow that it shows potentially out towards the coastal regions. It's only thinking an inch or two, but we'll have to see that snow. I think this is a real snow chance out here in the beginning of December, early next week. Last thing. Sorry. Got to talk about severe weather before we get to updates. Here you go. Tornado chances. I said it earlier. Meridian, Birmingham, Cunningham, Mobile, Pensacola, Atlanta, everywhere in between, everywhere around it. Just be aware, 2 to 5% tornado risk for today. This is starting early, and it's transitioning out east as we get through the afternoon and evening hours. This is a real tornado risk. This isn't BS. The parameters are there. Let me look at the Rufus real quick. Let's just go hop straight into our SIG tour. We're going to get to Minnesota. We're going to get to Minnesota in a second. Let me just finish this. I'm 20 seconds away from taking your questions, guys. There's a SIG tour. Some real SIG tour potential out here right now. So just be aware of that. Here's how we're looking. I'll go to the latest HRRR. I like the Rufus more for this stuff, but HRRR is more updated right now. Reflectivity. Here it is as we transition throughout the day. I think this is a real threat period right here. This is going to be afternoon hours through Mississippi, potentially all the way down here towards Mobile, Alabama, Pensacola. It's going to be moving in that direction. So just pay attention, guys. Make sure you have your weather alerts on. Stay safe. All right. Let's get into questions. Yes. I'm so late starting this today, and I have so much to do. Give me. Sorry. Just looking at something on my phone real quick. Did I? Okay. Whatever. Yes, snow accumulation. Someone asked about Minneapolis. I'm just going to cheat here, guys. Well, I'm not cheating. I think the NWS actually has this more correct now than it did yesterday. We weren't believing anything that NWS said yesterday. Expected amounts, I can get on board with this. This is what I was seeing. So I will get on board with this now. Let's get into 100%. Here is the NWS. Okay? We're talking 5 inches. Minneapolis Metro, expected amount. It's not going to be perfect, guys. Snow ratios are tough. We're going to have a warm face trying to push some warm air into the mid layers of the atmosphere as the storm moves in. It's not your typical clipper. We're not deep enough into winter where it's all going to be freezing. A little bit of warm air trying to push up from the southern regions. So, but again, easily 4 to 7 inches in this region right here. Easily 4 to 7 inches. I don't think any of you are going to end up with an inch. This isn't going to be one of those systems where this is starting tonight, guys. Probably transition over to snow around 8 p.m. We'll see. Could be earlier. Could be later. Starting tonight into tomorrow morning. I don't think we're going to wake up in Minneapolis Metro on Wednesday with an inch of snow or nothing, and everyone's going to be like, what the heck? No, this is on its way. This is on its way. Starting tomorrow night. Snow into Ohio. Yep, that's going to be the second storm. That's going to be the second storm here. I'll take a look at the Euro, even though the GFS has been doing better. You know what? I'll give you the GFS. The GFS has done, even though the Euro might do better this time, the GFS has just trended better recently. So let's take a look at the latest GFS. Here's kind of our thoughts. Let's go to the Ohio Valley. Here's kind of our thoughts for snow with this second system. This is the weekend system. This is this weekend. Okay? Maybe 6 to 9 inches in Chicago. Maybe a few inches in Detroit. Western Michigan looks good. Columbus, you could get an inch or two. Euro likes the snow just to the north of Columbus, though. I'll warn you. Cleveland, maybe some snow. Most of Illinois. Indianapolis could definitely get some good snow. Des Moines, Omaha. St. Louis, the GFS likes. We'll see. The Euro likes it a little bit above St. Louis. It's going to be close in St. Louis. It's going to be close in Kansas City. Not totally on board with Kansas City yet. Snow in New Jersey next Tuesday. Again, there is an opportunity for snow out there. There is an opportunity for snow out in the Mid-Atlantic. You actually even see the GFS putting some snow out in North Carolina and then taking it up the coast. It's not going to be a ton, but yes, we do have an opportunity for snow. Here, I'll actually pull up another weather bell so I can transition quicker. Oh, man. Sandy, Blue just became a super fan. Blue, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support, Blue. Seriously, I appreciate you. You guys are awesome. Every day I get one step closer to doing this full time, and it's awesome. Yeah, so our latest Euro, guys, still showing that opportunity for this right here. We're not crazy out in La La Land. We're about 180 hours out, showing the opportunity for the snow out in this region here. Yeah, Blue, I appreciate you. Sandy, Larry, Pearly, Andy, Gage, Marissa, Evansville, Indiana. Yeah, that's right down here on the border, right? The GFS is going to give you the opportunity for some flakes. It's going to be hard to get accumulation down here, but I'm not going to discount it yet. We're going to see shifts up and down a little bit. So, yeah, now we're still going to see some shifts. I'll keep taking questions. Give me 1 second. By the way, just to show you what's going on live, and I'll get back to your questions, but just to show you what's going on live, here's what's going on live. Here's our snowstorm right now. It's in North Dakota. Okay, we're gonna get some rain on the front end here in Minneapolis. Now, let me show you a little something here. Let's go into our overlays. Let's go into winter and polygon. Phil, our day 3 here. Here's what we're thinking today, guys, for snow. Okay. High risk of 4+ inches. High risk. That means they're thinking 80 to 90% chance you get 4 more inches. Almost all of, Minneapolis is in there. All of Minneapolis Metro is in this moderate risk of 4 plus 5 inches of snow. So pretty good sign for you guys. As we transition out, let's go into day 2. I'm going to show you, I'm going to get back to that second snowstorm. Don't worry. Here's where the high risk of 4+ inches is in the purple. And then you get down to the blue is a moderate risk. And then we get out towards day 3. And then we get this out here. Good chance a lot of us are going to get 4+ inches out in this region here. Now, let me get back into... Give me 1 second. It's winter weather. Let me show you snow chances, actually. This is a good one. Let's go into our... We'll go into our European ensemble. We'll go into our GFS ensemble, actually, just because it's been doing good, so we'll use it. And we'll go into our percentage chances, probabilities of snowfall over an inch. Here's our probabilities of snowfall. We'll do central first. Here's our probabilities of snowfall over an inch of snow within the next, we'll say, within the next 6 days. Okay, within about the next 6 days, here's your chance of getting over an inch of snow. If you're down here in the blue, this is only a 10% chance. Where it starts to really go up is as we get towards the light green here. You're almost at a 50% chance for seeing an inch or more of snow. Okay, so north of that line, you're getting around a 40 to 50% chance for seeing an inch or more of snow over the next 6 days. Obviously, the chances look really good as we get into this region right here. If you're north of that line, you're at about a 60% chance, according to the GFS, of seeing an inch or more snow over the next 6 days. The European probably shifts this a little bit north. Okay, there's the Euro, about 6 days out. Over a 50% chance of seeing an inch or more of snow. Accumulated snow there. If you're in the red, it thinks 100% chance you're getting snow over the next 6 days. And now let's see who could get the big snow. 3+ inches. There you go. 6+ inches. There you go. So pretty good. I mean, I'm surprised. I'm shocked that the European has a 10% chance for St. Louis to see 6+ inches in the next 6 days. But hey, good for you guys. We'll see. All right, let me get back to answering questions. Let me just change regions. How's Maryland going to look? So there's a chance early next week. Early next week, there's a chance for some snow out in the mid-Atlantic. According to the Euro, we've been talking about it for a few days, that if that moisture moved up and hit that polar jet that wants to dive down south of Maryland through Virginia, kind of, maybe into northern North Dakota, there's a chance for snow. So small, I wouldn't even say small chance. I say there's a moderate chance we get a little bit of snow next week, early next week, maybe between Monday and Wednesday, sometime between Monday and Wednesday next week in the mid-Atlantic region. We got to get a little bit closer to those, just on the edge of forecasting range. Woodland, Sandy, I appreciate you guys. Let me get... I want snow in Aberdeen, South Dakota. Looks like you're going to get some. Why is it trending more? The snow's been trending south with this current snowstorm, just because I don't know. The GFS saw that piece of energy from the south digging farther in. There was a ridge that wanted to push up this Minneapolis snowstorm and keep it above Minneapolis. GFS didn't buy it one bit the whole time. As long as the lake effect bullseye isn't over Cleveland. I don't think the bullseye is. Cleveland's right now expected 3 to 5 inches potentially, but you could end up getting an inch or two on the low end depending on how that lake effect moves. So it is going to be a pretty west-northwesterly flow. You might end up being on the low end in Cleveland, but it's a little tough to see. Again, lake effect bands are so hard to predict. What about Milwaukee, Wisconsin? You guys look like this is the accumulation possibilities over the next 6 days. So some pretty decent accumulations potential in Milwaukee, maybe anywhere between 6 to 12 inches, honestly. What's going to happen in Fort Wayne, Indiana? I don't even remember where Fort Wayne is, but yeah, okay, northeastern. Fort Wayne. Yeah. I mean, right now, next 6 days, we're looking at it, the potential for 2 to 4 inches, so that could go up. What's the snow line for PA? Yeah, just up there in the northern region. We'll take a look at PA real quick. Massachusetts. You're probably not going to see much. Let's go to New England. Not expected to see much, but again, early next week, we may have a snow system moving through this region. I don't think it'd be a lot of snow, but it would be some accumulating snow early next week. There's a chance. Not going to go over it too much right now. I want to wait 2 to 3 more days to see if our models continue to see that trend. How's northern Indiana looking? Pretty good snow-wise over the next 6 days. The Euro AI is the best. What's the latest Euro AI saying? I didn't look at the latest Euro AI. Oh, the Euro AI throws. Okay, that's why the European ensemble sees 6 inches into St. Louis, because the Euro AI digs that far south. There's an issue with the Euro AI, guys. There's an issue with the Euro AI right now, and I figured it out. I was doing some research. It puts too broad of a paint stroke, and you can actually see the difference between the Euro and the Euro AI. Look at the Euro. You see how it's more defined, and you see how the Euro AI is just a broad. It paints it everywhere. There's a bit of an issue with the Euro AI compressing this where the actual snow is going to be in. So sometimes on the Euro AI, I think moving forward, I'm going to compress this in a little bit, because it sees that surface cold air seeping out a little bit far to the south on these runs, and it doesn't understand that there's some mid-atmospheric warming going on in these regions here. So, yeah, you can look how much more compressed the Euro is. There's a Euro AI. Ready? There's the Euro. It's having an issue with that surface cold air push to the south. It's allowing it a little bit too far south on a lot of these runs. Not that the Euro AI couldn't be correct here. The Euro AI, why it's really good right now and where it outperforms the Euro is in the medium to long range forecasting. It sees winter storm tracks, polar jet, our jet stream path better than the Euro. But in these short and medium range snow forecasts, it is just painting with too broad of a stroke. It needs to compress this down a little bit. North Carolina, you're going to have, again, there's a chance for some mountain snow here in the short term. The GFS sees the chance for some snow early next week through northern North Carolina. We'll see. Not a great opportunity here, but I will tell you, have you guys noticed and I talked about this earlier, our southeastern ridge is starting to collapse. Our southeastern ridge is starting to collapse. Look at this. Gone. Cold air's into Florida. There's that southeastern ridge, but watch what happens. Gone, right? Moving forward. This cold air tries to get down to the southeast again. We were seeing this warm air hold here, but watch what happens. It pushes out. That cold air gets down into Florida. So as the southeastern ridge collapses, we'll see. This is going to give you an opportunity down here for some snow. Seen a few models calling for 8 to 20 inches in northwest Ohio. Yeah, it's possible. It'd probably be on the lower end of that. Mini wall cloud you spotted somewhere? Well, I want to talk about that more. I'm late. I got to get off. What time is it? I got to get to work. Okay, guys. I'll try to hop on later to stream. If not, I'm back on tomorrow morning with updates. My video's out with all of this stuff today on my YouTube. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to you, Blue. Shout out to anyone who obviously gifted, engaged here in the chat. Thank you, mods. Thank you, everyone, seriously, for always joining me, for watching the content. I'll try to stream a little bit later on. If not, I'll be back on tomorrow morning with more videos posted, more live streaming. This weekend, I'll be able to probably do 2-time live streams this Thanksgiving weekend. So we'll try to maybe do like a Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon, Friday morning, Friday afternoon, 2 days through the weekend. I'm going to continue to put out the content. I appreciate you guys. I'm sorry if I couldn't answer your question. My video might answer it, though. That's on YouTube today. So I appreciate you guys. I'm late. I got to get to work. I will see you guys later. Peace.